wanted to make a short video on how to win at Yarn Chicken. What is Yarn Chicken? Yarn Chicken is when you aren't sure if you have enough yarn to finish your project and you're playing chicken with the yarn to see if you will finish first or if the yarn will run out, and then the Yarn Chicken wins. So one thing that I do a lot of charity knitting, and so I don't always have a specific person in mind for what I'm knitting, for the recipient of what I'm knitting. And so I don't have a person available to measure or anything like that. So as long as the things that I make are proportionate, meaning that they're not too short for how wide they are, and I do have some guidelines. I did a blog on the American Craft Yarn Council, recommended sizes for different things. And then also Wool Aid is one of the main charities that I knit for, and they have put out a chart specifically for sweaters, because I make a lot of sweaters, that I use a lot for how big, like how long the sleeve should be if your chest is so wide, or how long the yoke should be so that you don't get a wonky shaped sweater. With that said, sometimes I don't know if I have quite enough on this sweater. This is a fun sweater I just finished, seamless baby hooded pullover by Maggie Van Buten. And so I didn't know for sure if I had enough. Patterns usually say how much yarn you're going to need. I know from my experience that sometimes I need a little more or a little less than what they call for. So you need about that much that they call for, but I also am just never sure. So what I do with sweaters, especially when I'm not 100% sure, first little lesson on sweater construction, starts at the neck, goes down to, this is fun, goes down to the armpit, and then all of these stitches are held on a stitch marker or on some waist yarn, and then I continue down the body and then come back and knit the sleeves. That's the normal way to do it. What I do when I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough is I knit down to the armpit and then just finish that ball of yarn. So it ended up being about this long when I finished that ball of yarn. And instead of going all the way down, I then do the sleeves. By this point, I'm going to know exactly how wide the chest is going to be because I've knit a couple of inches here. So I know how wide the chest is going to be. And so then, since I have that measurement, I know how long I'm going to need to knit the sleeves. So I do the sleeves next because the sleeves need to match. So if you run out of yarn and I'm trying to think of what to do, I would rather do some color work or add some stripes or change to a different color on the body rather than the sleeves, because I don't want to finish the body, then do one sleeve and then try to figure, well, what do I do with the other sleeve? But then it's not going to match and it's not going to look nice. And we always want our knits to look nice. And so it ended up working out on this. I actually have, I actually have the ball of yarn. This is what I had left when I was finished with this sweater. This is how much. So that's how close it was. So I'm really glad on this one I did the sleeves and then did the body, because had I not been able to finish the body, a good, nice, natural place to change would be when I'm doing, this is the bottom, doing the bottom ribbing. So my plan was to do like a bright red or something ribbing on the bottom, and that would have looked fine. It would have been a nice natural, and it maybe even would have looked like I meant to do that, which is a lot better than having a not matching sleeve. So that is how, with sweaters, I beat the chicken, because either way, whether I did finish, that chicken man He thought he was winning, but I won that one. He can go peck sand. Yeah, so had I not been able to win, I would have still won because I would have been able to have a nice fun bottom of the sweater. So hope that's helpful. Hope you're having a great day, and check out Learn Knitting Now if you are interested in learning how to knit or upping your skills.